So we are going to put in some windows and doors, which are loadable families. We've put in the walls and floors and roofs. If we go to architecture, those are mostly system families, which only exist inside the project. Now we're going to come in and put some of these doors in. You can see them here. I'm in my A1 with it on wireframe, so I can see the holes for the doors. And so what we're going to do is we're going to load a few families before we do this. So I'm going to go to my insert tab, and I gave you a family in the zip file that you downloaded. So I'm just going to go to load family here, and this load family will open up your file system. And if you go to the loadable families folder that I gave you, and you should have unzipped it, you can go in there and go to doors and grab the single flush generic white and just click open, and it'll upgrade it. It may need to override it. If it wants to override it, just say yes to overriding it. And now I'm going to load a couple of families from the Autodesk library on the cloud. So if I go to load Autodesk family instead of load family, it will open up the cloud server, and you obviously have to be connected to the internet, and you will see a listing of categories. And I'll go to Windows first, click on it, and I'm going to tell Revit to do it in a list. I just find it easier. You see a little icon here, and what I'm looking for is a round window. And so if I scroll down, you'll start to see, I think it's sort of down towards the bottom, you'll see a window fixed round. So I'm going to pick that and click load, and it will load that into my project. And then I'll go to load Autodesk family again and go from Windows to all results and go to doors. And then what I'm looking for now is a door double flush panel, which comes up kind of first here. So I'm going to pick that one and load that one. Okay, and so this one brings up a type catalog. And so the door that we need is actually very tiny, very small door. So we're just going to pick the smallest door that they have, which is the one at the top, and click OK. And it's going to overwrite the existing version, and that's fine. And we'll go in and start putting these doors in. So these doors right here, let's do a distance. Let's see how big that is. 2'8", right? So to place a family that you've loaded, you can go to the architecture tab, and there is door, and shortcut is DR. And if you go to door, it'll give you the last family that you brought in. And you can see it's giving me multiple different families. So this one, if we come back and do a distance again, right, was 2'8". So it's 32 inches. So if I go back to door and I go to the flyout and I look under this guy, there's a 32 by 48, right? So you can pick that 32 by 48. And if you come in, depending on which side you have your cursor on, it'll place that door. Again, don't get freaky if it's not like exactly in the right place. You can adjust it later, but I'll come in and just left click. And then I'll come over here and left click and just place the door. So it's placed the 3D door. Now you can come and align it. So I'm just going to hit AL for align and pick that and align that with that. And then this guy lines up with that edge of the wall, so I'll align that with that. Looks like that one's a little bigger, but I wouldn't get weird about it. If you need to flip the door, afterwards, you can always flip it either, from side to side or back and forth by using the little flips. Now this is a little double door that actually goes under the stair. And so that was a double door that I loaded. And so let's go to door and let's find that guy, right? So the door double flush, and we're actually going to make a 3' by 3' version of this. So I'll pick the, doesn't matter which one you pick. I'll pick the 68 by 40. And if I go to edit type, right, I can duplicate that. And I'll just make a 36 by 36. Click OK and change this to 3 feet and that to 3 feet. So it's just going to make a little door, right? The other thing I want to do is the panel material is kind of hideous. So I just want to make it like a generic white. So I'm going to come in here and left click on that guy, It's going to bring up my material. I'm going to type white, and we've got a base white. There's a door frame white. I don't know if I have a window frame white. I guess we could just use that, but really the door would be better, right? So door panel white for that guy, right? And then there's a trim material, and I can just say like white trim. Let's see what comes up. Oh, so let's go to white. I think it's door trim. I don't know. This is such a terrible search engine. Well, let's just do white. See what comes up, right? So if I go down, there's door frame white. Why that didn't come up, I don't know when I did door white. But anyway, we'll click on that and change those and click OK. And now it wants to place that. So I'll just left click kind of here, right? And you can see that guy coming in. It is different. I guess it is a little bigger, right, than 3 foot. It's 3'7". So again, it's probably, if it's 3'7", it's this 43 by 38, right? So you could make a 43 by 38, and that would be fine. Okay. All right. So now we've got those guys in. I have this in wireframe, so it's not really showing me the section cut. If I go to hidden line, these guys cut and this guy doesn't, because the section cut is at 4 feet, and this is actually lower than 4 feet if it's only 38 inches tall, right? So we could lower the section cut in the entire view, down to like 3'6" or something like that. But I want to show you another option, which is to go to your view and plan views, and you can do an area plan, or sorry, a plan region, which actually gives you the ability to come in and draw a rectangle around what you want to change the cut level of, right? So if I draw a rectangle around there for the plan region, the only parameter is the view range. So I can go into edit, and instead of 4 feet, I can change that to, 2'6", right? And click OK. And then if I hit check, it will section through that. So, right, if I come in, now the only thing that's a little difficult about it is you might have to adjust that, to get it. And if you go further, it might, not be right, but it looks like it's doing okay there. So now I've got that guy set. So the last thing I want to do is go to my schematic. So I'll go to my Plan A1 schematic and kind of adjust that. You notice that the plan region doesn't come through, but you can copy it and paste it. So if I Control C and then go to my Plan A schematic and paste align to current view, it'll paste that in, and then I can view hide, right, that particular thing. So yeah, that's pretty much putting the doors in and getting it kind of set up. All right.